While 80% of Discover Financial Services revenue comes from credit cards, they still earn $8 billion a year from personal loans. The question is, should you consider Discover to consolidate your debt? If you have a Discover card, you might think that it would be really easy to just get a loan from them as well. Unfortunately, that may not actually be true. Will they really be your best option? Discover boasts that they have two options for debt consolidation. The first is balance transfer, and the second is a traditional loan. Balance transfer is where you use the available credit on your Discover card to pay off other debts. Yeah, that's exactly how I reacted. So you want me to push all of my debts onto your credit card? Of course, they entice you with a promotional APR for a set period, but it hardly feels like an effective debt payoff strategy. Why? Well, even if the credit card has a lower APR than the debt you are transferring to it, each credit card payment only pays 2 to 4% of the principal. That means you can be paying off credit card debt for years. Personal loans, on the other hand, are amortized to ensure that you pay the loan off in a set period of time. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of the balance transfer strategy. Best to avoid it if you can. The second option of a loan is more traditional. Discover lends up to $40,000 and allows you to set your term between 3 and 7 years. Picking a term as long as 7 years will allow you to keep your monthly payment low, but it will mean that you're paying interest a long time. You might end up paying more interest than you would have if you'd not consolidated in the first place. The APR of Discover's loans is between 8 and 24%, but I wouldn't count on 8%. That is probably pretty hard to get regardless of your credit score. What credit score do you need to get a Discover loan? 98% of the loans Discover issues are to people with credit scores above 660. Only 2% of borrowers have credit scores below 660 or no credit score at all. It is unlikely you will get their best rate unless you're well over 700. If you are considering taking a Discover debt consolidation loan, it might be because you have a Discover credit card. You have a relationship with them. Surely that would work to your advantage. But here's the thing. If you take a debt consolidation loan from them, you will be required to use at least 2/3 of the funds to pay creditors directly. Only Discover card can't be one of them. As an example, say you get a loan and have Discover use 70% of the funds to pay other creditors directly. Then you ask them to deposit the remaining 30% into your account. Nothing is stopping you from using those funds to pay down your Discover card. But if your Discover card balance is more than 30% of the debt you wanted to consolidate, you won't be able to pay it off. But if you really want to include your Discover card in the debt consolidation, you might need to consider other options. We recommend that you apply to at least 3 or 4 lenders before you decide whether to take a loan. You owe it to yourself to get the best rate for the best terms that you can. We want to make sure that that process of shopping around is easy. At the Yukon Project, you can apply to up to 40 lenders all at the same time. The lenders do a soft credit check, so applying won't affect your credit. It's easy, and it's a fast way to check with several lenders at once. You might consider using Discover's debt consolidation loan, but you probably ought to pass up their balance transfer strategy. Even if it saves you interest in the short term, it might make it harder to pay off your debt in the long term. If you found this video useful, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.